probably will see a quick expand on this map, unless the STC wants to stay with this very aggressive style he's been doing. Fast expand's very common here, as on this MLG version you only spawn at diagonals. It's very, very far away and hard to attack your opponent early on.
You know, if he wanted to, the STC could do a similar strategy to what he's done in the other 2 games. Yeah. I don't see HUK not doing a quick expand build.
Yeah, I think HUK will probably go for a quick expand. It's a smart move, but you know, that 4-gate actually worked out really, really well with HUK. So he could do something like that again as well.
All right, the SCVs just being cranked out. HUK saying Hyung, that is older brother in Korean. These guys are actually, what?
Oh, that's funny.
That is so cute. All right, it looks like the STC actually going to go ahead and just make command center. Oh,
look at that.
Oh, there's just love all around.
There is. They are family. HUK can keep his phone. He can make phone calls, receive text messages, and take pictures of cute puppies he sees on the street.
That's right. Now note, we actually, it's kind of a weird build here from our Protoss player. Am I crazy? There's like no gate here?
Okay, this is the trickiest thing I've ever seen.
I don't know what the hell's going on, everybody.
Okay, so he's actually gone 2 pylons. He has only 18 supply, so that second pylon isn't doing anything. And has gone for a geyser, and then a nexus.
What is he doing?
This is a build order no one has ever seen.
This is, look guys, we're supposed to be StarCraft experts, but I don't understand what HUK's doing. Well, either HUK really, really, really messed up while he was typing, or HUK actually is Neo from the Matrix and he could see all the code in StarCraft right now.
Well, you know, I'm looking at it. I think what he wants to do with this, now the order of the buildings doesn't actually make perfect sense for a tight build order.
No, it doesn't.
Unless he was trying to like trick him and have him come into the map, have the SGC scout him and see no gateway and be like, oh, there's a proxy gate plus gas. Okay, you're proxy stalker rushing me or something. But I think what he wants to do is get 2 stalkers immediately. That's why he's mining gas so quickly. Start the warp gate, start 2 stalkers as soon as the 2 gates finish. Or rather, the core finishes.
We are all about to learn something because this build is out there.
Yeah, it's something else. It's definitely very different. In fact, he is getting a Zealot. The core about halfway done. And yeah, I'm pretty sure he's just going to pop out a couple stalkers ASAP.
Meanwhile, the STC's build is pretty standard. Quick command center into a bunch of barracks.
Yeah, that's the new powering build that we do have over on the Korean server. You know, it really allows you to power up, get a lot of production facilities, have enough units to be safe against pretty much everything, and even put pressure on your opponent if he gets too greedy.
Probe now moving out. The SCV has been chased out. And
ooh, he's actually getting 2 sentries.
Okay, man, I am so confused.
Yeah, this is a different build,
so
man.
Out there.
Yeah, it's a pretty wild build, but I'm excited to see what HUK is actually going to do with it. A lot of Marine production. In fact, the STC adding a 5th barracks.
Do you think we're going to see some kind of a timing attack here?
Yeah, I actually do. And
you think he's going to bring SCVs with it if he does
I think he is, because, I mean, if you're going to go 5 barracks Marines, you may as well bring SCVs, because you don't have any money really for anything else. So this is actually really, really interesting, because HUK is going nothing but sentries right now. And that's obviously going to be pretty good against an SCV Marine all-in on a ramp. That ramp, he can pretty much force field it off with 2 force fields, as long as he has a little clump of units up at the top. And here we go. We have some Marines moving out. No SCVs moving yet.
And he's going to see this. This Zealot's like, I got to tell the others. He runs off.
Well, that he will. We have, oh my god, HUK right now adding 6 gateways.
Whoa.
He is going up to 8 gates right now. Getting those sentries early on for a lot of energy, and then he's going to make a lot of Zealots, or maybe a little bit of Stalkers and a little bit of Zealots.
Gases are now being taken. And Terran right now controlling the middle of the map.
In fact, he's taking another command center. He's taking his 3rd base before getting any gas. This is completely wild. Both these players doing completely new builds that we really don't see.
This is some new school stuff, guys.
And oh no! HUK is in trouble. The STC just killing that off.
But
a very dangerous move.
He's going to counter over here into the main. By the way, there's nothing more pitiful than when that one sentry put a Guardian Shield on to 8 Marines. Well, you know, I think the counterattack wasn't a bad idea, but in retrospect, it's not going to do anything.
TheStC walking up with a ton of Marines. Oh boy, Huk is going to have to probably pull some probes. These Zealots will go down pretty quickly with all this Marine firepower. And no Guardian Shields going up this time, just using those Force Fields, warping in a lot more Zealots. Huk doing a good job of defending so far, as he does have 8 gateways. He can make a ton of units.
Huk will barely hold this off as he's able to warp in more units. Nice micro with the sentry. Getting away.
Well, you know, Huk holds, but a lot of damage was done. The TheStC has his 3rd base up. The TheStC killed a lot of sentries, and that's expensive. Huk does not want to have to replace all those. He is grabbing a couple more gases and a robotics at the moment, as he does try to continue his run up the tech tree.
All right, looks like it's Huk's turn to try to be aggressive. Bunkers are scary, but force fields make them a lot less threatening. And he does have enough sentries to do some damage along with that.
And there we go. He's going to try, but no, there's way too many units up there. Huk is not going to want to do that.
Little does he know this expansion is right over here.
Yep, he could go up to harass. He's got to be careful, though. If he commits in any area, there's a ton of units out for the TheStC. He's going to be able to go up and really punish that army.
All right, the warp gates are coming up here. He does need to get another base up to match the Terran right now, because otherwise he's going to be so behind. The Forge and a Twilight Council on the way. The Huk basically teching in this SCV. Oh, nice.
Oh, very cute little force field there, glitching out that SCV, not letting him get past. Huk looks like he's getting ready to take his 3rd base, and I tell you, he needs to take it because the TheStC already has that up. It is 56 probes to 57 SCVs, and that is not a good number for Protoss. You want to have more probes, as they do also have the Mule.
Marines and Marauders just moving around the map. I think the TheStC knows right now that he's got a little bit of an edge here as he moves these bunkers down here. He'll salvage these ones over here. And, man, I mean, we're going to have a little bit of a downtime here as we wait for these guys to kind of mass up. And when you see 2 players on 2 bases, then they each take another additional base, it just means we're going to have to wait. They're building up.
The TheStC right now going for Ghosts, getting some of those produced. He's getting the Mobius reactor, of course, so that they can start with enough energy for an EMP. But luckily for Huk, he's chosen Colossus tech as opposed to Templar tech. So he is going to have the best counter you can basically get to a Ghost. But at the same time, we have an over 20 supply lead for the TheStC. His army is, simply put, better than Huk's.
Huk may regret teching pretty hard back here with all this at once, as it looks like the TheStC may be moving in here, going for the rocks. This expansion about to finish. He has to decide, will he cancel or will he let it finish? I guess we know what he wants to do now. Let it finish.
Well, he does have a Colossus out. If he force fields just right, he may be able to kill off this army, and killing that army would be the best thing Huk can do right now.
All right, it looks like Huk is confident. He moves down. The Marines and Marauders begin to move away now. 3 Ghosts.
TheStC has so many units right now.
They even have like the Ghostbusters backpack on if you look really closely.
Well, they're going to try to suck the spirit of Huk into them. We'll see if that ends
They'll
up
throw
working
down
out.
the vault and Huk will disappear.
Well, more Colossi being produced for Huk. Getting those double upgraded forges.
Nice.
Nice little scan there. Does not want his opponent to see actually where he is. And uh-oh, the TheStC could be in trouble. Nice EMPs right there, but 2 Colossi just barreling through this Marine count. Huk crushes that army.
Huk doesn't even need shields. Rips right through that. The force fields are brilliant, isolating a certain number of the units away from the other ones. Looks like the 4th command center almost done. Both players actually need to spend their money a little bit better.
The TheStC does have a 2nd starport up. And that's good because he needs to get a lot of Vikings out very quickly.
Yeah.
Huk's Colossus count is getting out of control right now. He does have 2 out with a 3rd about to pop. Great upgrades as well. He's crushed an army. They're equal on bases. Things are really looking up for HUK.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a factory floating out here. This is pretty normal when you see people go for mass barracks play. You're not going to use the factory. Buildings can fly. You might as well fly it out somewhere else. Use it as a spotter.
Quite true. HUK getting that chrono-boosted Zealot charge right now. It's really going to help out with the Zealots, help them run up and just beat these Marauders to death, Tasteless. Now, it looks like the STC actually going to take his 4th base, and that's an interesting location for it. You know, normally a Terran wants to take the gold, but against this type of army that HUK has with all these Colossi, definitely a better choice to fly over to the side.
Looks like he realizes what's going on. Oh, excuse me, I thought he was going to go down here for sure and start attacking that soon-to-be planetary. I'm curious when HUK's going to move in for another base. Could it be this gold one over here? And...
I think you're right, Tasteless. Don't worry about it.
I think he is.
Don't sweat it. You know, one interesting thing happening right now is personal cloaking for Ghosts. Now, HUK is really using his robotics only for Colossus at the moment and has 0 observers out. When this cloak finishes with all the Ghosts that the STC has, right now he has 4 of them in production. So when he can actually cloak, walk in, EMP absolutely everything, and then engage, and this time with Vikings as well, things are going to go his way much, much better.
Look at this nice spread over here by HUK. And will the STC run up the ramp and engage? Yes, he will.
Oh my, taking a lot of damage, but kiting back from those Colossi. Very good job there, just trying to fight Zealots while the Vikings do get picked off by these Stalkers, and the STC does have to run away.
The Zealots shredding these infantry units here, and there is no way that the STC can engage this. HUK continuing to warp in more units as he moves forward. The STC right now is in a lot of trouble.
Yes, he certainly is. HUK is just playing fantastically, Tasteless, killing off that army, killing those Ghosts, especially just after he invested in the cloak upgrade. Oh man, this is looking like the STC is going to die very soon.
He's opened up the gate over here. Looks like he wants to regroup and get some more Stalkers before he engages, as there are a lot of Vikings out right now.
A good choice indeed. He needs to just get his army together, make sure that he has enough units. The most sloppy thing you can do as a Protoss is after killing one army, continuing to attack with your depleted army. You know, Marauders and Vikings that pop out are going to be much more powerful in small numbers against small numbers of Protoss units. You really need to get a very solid Protoss death ball.
Yeah, you need to have this like perfect squad of different units, each with their own specialty, with the perfect balance of it.
It's basically like the X-Men.
It is. And that would make HUK Professor Xavier. He's moving out now. I think we're going to have another engagement. I'm not sure if the STC can win this.
That is a lot of Vikings, though, and if he can take out all the Colossi, then it's going to be a lot easier. We do have some High Templars coming up as well.
Oh.
Just for feedback, though, they do not have Psystorm. That is what they're there for. He wants to feedback as many medevacs as possible. Really does hurt an army. Oh, and a nice EMP all over them.
And the Vikings now coming up here. The Stalkers going to have to shoot them down. But, of course, Stalkers not as good against these infantry units when they're stemmed, retreating up the hill.
And the Vikings doing massive damage to these Colossi right now, knocking one out of the sky. But HUK is going to have another 5th one popping out in just a moment here.
All right, and I think HUK right now is at somewhat of a loss as to what to do. This gold base is very difficult to defend. HUK actually doesn't even have enough probes at it. We've seen a lot of pros at this event. Not really capitalizing at the gold base.
That's quite right. And wow, the STC, what are you doing with these bases, man? He's taking more and more, and that's what's really keeping him in here. He just keeps maxing out.
He's going to get up the ramp. Excuse me, no, he's actually now going to go try to engage.
There's not a lot of anti-air here, and the STC, can he actually break through these Zealots? There's so many. They have 313 upgrades, absolutely insane against the 2-2 Marine Marauder, and a ton is left over.
He's going to manage to get through. This could be the end. So many Protoss units move forward, and that is the